Cool.
Welcome back to the BTS Escape Pod movie review. This is our very first movie review in video format. If you want to check out the rest of the podcast, go to facebook.com/BTS Escape Pod or iTunes or whatever other RSS feed stuff to get the other podcast audio things.
You had that all planned out, didn't you?
Alert. Self-destruction imminent. Please proceed to the escape pod. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You listen to the audio, this will be the World War Z and, what was the other movie?
Man of Steel.
Yeah, Man of Steel. Forgettable.
Yeah, I just called it Superman.
Q was somewhere off in the escape pod, watching us like a creeper. He's masturbating in the corner. Because it's just one room here at the escape pod.
Would it be round?
Yeah, it's a round
So
escape pod.
There's no corner to jerk off.
Yeah, he's just staring out the window kind of creepily.
You know, everyone likes jerking off in 0G.
It just missed. Buckshot. What do you want to start with? Man of Steel?
Man of Steel. So we went to go see opening weekend, Saturday IMAX 3D.
Surprisingly, this is the first 3D movie that I saw that didn't give me a complete headache.
I think your mind's just getting used to it.
I mean, maybe. But the 3D was kind of understated, I thought. Okay.
Actors. What do you think of the actors? Notable, otherwise?
Zod. Why did he look so familiar?
I thought his presence, at least from the trailers anyway, that he was going to be an epic Zod, and he just did not perform the way I thought he was going to perform. I thought he would be like hardcore, like, this is fucking Krypton. No, he played it low key. It wasn't like
Almost whiny.
How do you think Superman did?
He didn't do a warm, friendly Superman for me. He almost seemed kind of clinical and cold in a way.
I don't think he was clinical and cold. I liked what he brought to the character. It was like a quiet stoicism.
Yeah, I don't remember him cracking a smile or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was one scene where he was in the bar and he was just like, you see him lose his temper a little bit on the inside, and just had to like tuck it back into his soul.
See, I got more enjoyment out of small scenes like that than I did out of the super big fight scenes.
Well, once he put on that suit, that's when he kind of lost me for sure. Because all of a sudden, like, he went from this like, what should I do, to all of a sudden like, Superman, motherfucker.
And I'm sorry, but that suit did not. I know it's the iconic Superman suit. It's missing underpants, yes, but it did not look nearly as cool as like Zod's super Krypton suits. How long? What is the timeline of how long was Superman before Zod came?
What about Lois Lane? How do you think she did?
I honestly, all right, I gotta tell you guys, I got up probably about 45 minutes into the movie to go to the bathroom. I was in the bathroom for about 40 minutes. I came back, I sat down, I asked my friend next to me what happened. He said, you didn't miss much. No idea. I missed all the interaction with Lois Lane and you know what? The worst part of the movie is that I missed all that and I didn't miss a fucking thing. That right there sums it up in a nutshell for me. If you can watch a movie, cut out 40 minutes and not be lost because there's no complexity, then it's a wrap.
The opening scene was Krypton. You finally got to see like Krypton in its glory. It was just like the art direction was nuts. The technology was really cool. The costumes were friggin' crazy, and they had like this kind of matrixy thing where everyone's kind of bio-designed and in these little pods, and spiders come and take the pods, and they're designated for a specific role in their society. Those scenes, phenomenal. I was like, holy shit, this is really friggin' cool, especially the escape pod that they launched him in. They don't show you the crash, they just kind of show you entering the atmosphere, and then it cuts to him at 30. And everything up to that point, I liked. I liked it for the most part, and then Zod's arrival happened.
I was pooping. I was,
Didn't your mama tell you go before you go? Okay.
I ate a lot. Okay.
Shit just goes crazy. Then the writer or the director just went, "What's the script?" Oh, you remember that old boring Superman Returns movie? Nope, we don't want any of that boring plot nonsense. Let's just blow some shit up now. And that's what happened for 45 fucking minutes of the movie. First half of the movie, setup. Next 45, Explosion City.
Yeah, just grabbing people and then just dragging them through asphalt and then chucking through buildings and punching cars into people's heads. The coolest part, my favorite part that I liked of the combat action scenes weren't even anything crazy. It was just the Kryptonians would move so fast. There was this one girl, I think she was like her like second in command or something.
Mm-hmm.
But
she looked wicked awesome. Like her art direction, she looked fucking badass. She was more of a character than Zod was.
I think she stole that whole the villainy show, especially when she would move so fast. They had like police or military guys like kind of like stacked up here and here, and she would move so fast that she would just kind of appear. It was like poof, bow, 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 bow. Poof, and like beat someone else up, and it was just really
it looked like fucking Dragon Ball Z. I was
exactly,
like, yeah.
Really
Best
cool.
Dragon Ball Z movie I've ever seen. That's basically what Superman was. Okay, the action's starting to pick up and stuff, and I'm watching, and then it just continued and continued and continued,
all the
and
way
this is
to the end
where
of the
I
movie.
start falling asleep because I can't make out anything that's going on. It's just explosion, punch, get up, stern face, boom, more punching, more explosions. What the fuck happened in this movie?
That pretty much describes everything that is a movie. If we had to rate it somewhere, it would be it's a mess.
I didn't even know I fell asleep until all of a sudden I hear, "I'll do it," and you see him like giving Zod a headlock. And Zod's about to kill some people. And I'll give you some context. Iron Man 3 had some of the craziest action I have ever seen in a movie. Just nuts. And I could handle every single bit of it. I could make out what happened here, there, and everywhere, everything in between. It was close-up fighting, shaky cam. You couldn't fucking see anything that was happening. It was nonsensical.
They did some financial website or company or something did like a mock-up of how much it would cost for that one battle, how much damage was done, and it was like billions and billions of dollars.
Oh, Jesus.
Lives lost, lawsuits, all that stuff.
So overall, what do you think of the movie? Like, what was the strengths and the shortcomings?
The strengths were definitely the CGI. This movie really kind of like the particles and everything, like, you know, when he would grab someone and, again, throw them through a building or on the ground or whatever. Very understated with 3D. And very well done with the CGI. I mean, it looked decently real. So, you know, I mean, I'd put it definitely on level with, say, the Avengers as terms as CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I wouldn't see it again in theaters. I'd rent it. I'd rent it if you had nothing else to do.
Redbox it?
Yeah, I'd redbox it.
I don't like the fact that they didn't show how the fuck he actually shaved his beard. The major shortcoming I think this movie had, for sure, without a doubt, and what took me completely out of the movie, is that there was no happiness in this movie. Like, there was no love interest, not just with a woman, but with humanity in general. And I can sum this up in one scene, essentially, is maybe government's coming down on them and saying, like, you need to surrender to Zod or whatever, you're gonna kill us all. And one little girl picks up a flower and goes, "Here you go, Superman." Like, something to show humanity, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. There was just no scale tipping. There was absolutely nothing showing, you know, except for
his moral compass.
Yeah, except for his father, who said, like, very kind of diabolically, by the way, said the wife said it's a yellow sun, he'll be a freak. He just was. He said it was like he'll be a god among their people. It's like what Russell Crowe says. I'm just like, Jesus, like he knew.
So yeah, that was our review. Wait for it on DVD. Or a 3D TV, Redbox, that shit.
I'd give it a C.
A C?
A C.
I give it a C+. Rolling into the next movie, I went to go see World War Z. And this will be a short review, because there was not much to that movie. And for, most of us now watching The Walking Dead, because, well, Walking Dead has character development. This really had fucking no character development whatsoever. The way I can sum this movie up would be 28 days later, if it was produced by a big blockbuster studio, only with none of the heart. That's all it was. It had some cool special effects and stuff, and they kind of tied in the zombies with ants, which is why you see them like crawling on top of each other doing stuff. But they never really explained where the zombies came from. I don't know if this is going to be a trilogy or whatnot. They did have some cool like zombie turning thing where it takes like 12 seconds for the zombies to turn, and you see like Kraken in all these different positions, and then within 12 seconds, there are zombies and they're running after you. That's all I can really say about this fucking movie. It's just a lot of plane fight, a lot of like zombies crawling on top of each other. There was one cool character who was like an Ian Malcolm. He had like this one dialogue that I was like, wow, this is a really intelligent kind of dialogue for a movie that I haven't heard in movies in a while. And it was all about how Mother Nature is a serial killer. And then immediately 2 minutes later, he shoots himself in the head. You just killed one of the best characters you had in this fucking movie. He's carrying around a gun with no safety, and he's running, trips, blows his fucking brains out. Stupid.
I'm gonna guess that you're gonna give it a bad mark.
Oh my god. Don't even see it. Just go see 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later. No fucks were given in this movie. 0 fucks is what I give this movie. That is now a part of our rating system. 0 fucks were given for this movie. Fuck this movie. Okay? Fuck it.
Oh, you heard it here.
Yeah. This has been a Braintree Studios podcast.
For the record, this is spoilerific, if I'm not correct. If I'm
Yes, it is.
This is totally spoilers.
The
This is absolute-
jerking off man.
I'm just keeping it off.
Don't look at us when you do that. Oh.
If you CGI a little white
I'm
globules
thinking about it.
flying through the background.
I actually wish I had like some gack or something. It's just kind of like rip off pieces and throw it at you.
Just played up the ass.
It's funny. I didn't watch the movie, which is why I'm not on screen for this video podcast. For the most part, I'm just.
Then stop talking.
No, to chime in on your Zod thing of him not being hardcore is I kind of got that impression from the trailer when like the only thing they kept showing him is I will find him. It's like it's not like menacing or anything like that. It's just very high pitched
The
and
way
like
he looked is why he should have been on here.
it's a masturbation
I'm gonna
face.
cut you out because this looks so retarded with just an ominous voice coming from nowhere.
You just take like the bass tone or whatever, just make his voice sound wicked deep.
Oh, I'll make it high pitched and echoey, and it'll be the ship's computer. Quiet, computer.
Now, didn't Pa Kent not tell him not to save anybody?
Well, let me get to that cue. Computer.
No,
Computer, silence.
does not compute.
Xbox, shut up. We gotta fix this malfunctioning computer. It keeps fucking talking.
Fuck you.
Xbox, off.
Fuck you.
It's like E.T.
Phone home.